this Shanti mantra. Om Bang Me Manasi Pratisthita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirima Edhi Vedasyama Anistha Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Abatu Tad Bhaktaram Abatu Abatu Mam Abatu Bhaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The prayer is, may my speech be fixed in the mind. May my mind be fixed in the speech. O Atman, do thou manifest thyself unto me. May my mind and speech be fit to reveal the knowledge. And then is taking the oath. Right I will speak. Ritam Vadishyami. Satyam Vadishyami. The truth will I speak. Tanmam Avatu. May Brahman protect me. Tad Bhaktaram Avatu. May Brahman protect the preceptor. So this is the prayer. Now the first two words is very important, that my mind and speech, they must support each other. I am thinking something and telling something, I can never achieve the spiritual goal. So that is the first thing in the language of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Mon, Mukh, Ak Kara. You have to make it same, the mind which is thinking and the speech that you are giving, delivering, expressing, the same mind. So this, the first prayer is this. Friends, who you were studying the Upanishads, and in the previous day that we were studying that Kena Upanishad, and before that we have finished Prasna Upanishad, what's called Isha Upanishad. It was Isha Upanishad, then Kena. Prasna will come. This Isha Upanishad, the very first sloka, it said, Ishavashyam idam sarvam. That which is pervading everything, covering everything. Everything is saturated by that. What is that? Then they gave the name, a term, Brahman. So Ishavashyam, they said Isha, that Isha again, when we are explaining, it is the Brahman. Why? Because anything that is having any form cannot be all pervading. It must be without form. And when it is without form, is it like the air? Air cannot be in everything or everywhere. There are some places are there where air pockets, they say. There is no air. So the aircraft, when it is flying, suddenly it falls down because there is no air. So if we give the example that it is like the air that all pervading everywhere, no, it will be wrong. Because even in the air, sometimes there may be some place where there is no ear. Or sometimes through the machine we can take out all the ear and it is completely without any ear. That also can be made. It cannot be like that. The Brahman cannot be like that. So slowly, slowly, with all these type of examples, we will try to reach to that Brahman, which is very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. So this we have to understand, and then we will go to that Kathopanishad with the direct question by the Nachiketa, the young man, asking the question to the Yama, the god of death, tell me about that Atman, that Brahman. And he will be going on giving Ishopanishad, and similarly in the Kenopanishad also we found that they are asking this question, and lastly, when everything has been told, the disciple is telling the teacher, Upanishadam bho bruhi, all these things has already been said. And perhaps the teacher was closing his book. He was ready to go. But then the student said, sir, I have a question. What is that? Upanishadam bho bruhi. Oh teacher, please tell me the Upanishad. That means the knowledge. And teacher said, Tat uktva, ta Upanishad. To you, that means to you, the Upanishad been told what I have said in all this. In the 4th chapter of the Kenopanishad, he has given all this, the teachings, and also to make it very easy to understand, he gave an example, a story also. In the 3rd chapter, even then the disciple is telling, please tell me the Upanishad. Now the great debate is coming. Is it that the student couldn't understand? Or by this question he meant something else? You have said about that this is the goal, but how to reach to that goal? Please tell me that too. That also can be, through this question, he is hinting to the teacher, how can I reach to that Brahman, that Atman? So please tell me that. Brahmim bhavata Upanishadam abruma eti. The teacher said, I have told you all about the Upanishad. Indeed, that concerns Brahman. Anything that concerns Brahman, related to Brahman, about Brahman, I have already told you. Now Veda speaks about Brahman, Atman, Self. What are all these? Particularly these 3 words they are using, the Vedantins they are using. Dvaitin in the Hindu is a huge structure, Hinduism. There Dvaita is there, Vishishta Dvaita is there, Advaita is there. When the Vedanta, they say Vedanta, they mainly mean Advaita Vedanta. And what is Advaita? Simple Sanskrit term. A means negation, negative. No. Dvaita means 2. There is no 2. There is only one. And that is called Advaita. But in our name you have seen Vivekananda Vedanta Society. There is a group of people who are trying to follow the path of Vivekananda. And what Vivekananda followed? His own? No, Vedanta. So the Vedanta that has been practiced and propounded by Vivekananda, that we are following. We will come afterwards how this highest Vedanta that has been translated by Swami Vivekananda in a very practical way. Maybe in our next lecture we will speak the bridge to eternity. How Swaisha, they say, Setuhu. In the Upanishad, they say Setuhu. Setu means the bridge. The bridge between these two, one is the absolute, another is this phenomenal world. And we are living in this phenomenal world. If I am pinching, I feel pain. And I cannot simply deny, oh no, I am not the body. Though every morning we are chanting, I am not the body, I am not the mind. Then suddenly there is a sound, immediately my mind is agitated. What is it? So, mind is there, body is there, all thoughts are there. At the same time, you are going on telling, I am not the mind, I am not the body. How that can be? Though that is the state where I should have to go, I should have to reach. And that is the state called Brahman. And when we will read from the passages, we will understand how difficult it is. Most of the people here, particularly in Western world, they always talk about the Vedanta. And moment you say, most of the people now they know, educated people, about Vedanta. But do they really know what is Vedanta? And the people who are propounding Vedanta like us, do we really know what is Vedanta? This is the question. Very difficult, but that is the ultimate. We must have to reach. Just because it is difficult, we cannot simply say no. We cannot stop trying. That cannot be. So, Vedas speak about the Brahman, the Atman, the Self. These three words, almost all of us we know. Brahman, then Atman, and itself Self. That where are these? Are they many or one? These are the questions. As early as the time of the Rig Veda, the eternal unity of existence was discovered, was recognized. We cannot say discovered, it is recognized. So they were discovered, they were recognized by the rishis of the old, of the Rig Veda, which they say almost minimum 10,000 years before Christ. That means from the today it is 12,000 years. Before that, they discovered that there is only one entity all over. Now the present day science is searching only for that. Physics, they are going on trying to find out one matter from which everything has come. And the chemistry, the same way, they are also searching the one chemical from which everything has come. All are going towards the one. That one, that conception, this unity pervades the universe and yet remains beyond it. Now the words, it will go on like this. It pervades the universe, at the same time beyond it. The moment we say that the milk, I have converted the milk into yogurt, there is no milk. Of course, the yogurt is there, that has come from the milk, but it is not milk. There is the Brahman. When the Brahman has been converted into this universe, does it mean there is no Brahman? No, it cannot be. So this is the way it says, it pervades, but beyond this. And that is why the symbol they say, Hamsa. Hamsa means the swan. The Raja Hamsa, the great swan. Why? They say when you are reaching towards that, when we are traveling towards the God, realizing God, what happens? Then they say you become like the great swan. The symbol about the Sri Ramakrishna one, he has written the Great Swan, the book about the Sri Ramakrishna. The swan means Rajahamsa. What is that swan does? It is in the water, but the water cannot make it wet. When we go down to the water, when we come out, we need to clean ourselves, but it is already on the water, all the time in the water, but nothing is happening. I was observing over here, then someone told me, in the evening time, daytime, all these goose, all these swans that comes from Canada and other places, they are all grazing over here and there. But in the night time, they are in the water. I told they are supposed to be daytime, they are in the water, and night time in the land. Well, no, because the coyotes are there, the coyotes, they may come and attack. So, for the protection, the swans are always in the water in the night time. So, anyway, these swans all the time, they are in the water, but nothing is happening. So, again and again they say, be like a boat, be on the water. It is sailing, but the water is not in the boat. That can never be, that should not be. Be in the world, mixing with all people, but worldliness should not enter into you. That is the secret. We will come to those things, how to, that is the secret of happiness in this world. We cannot leave this world. Sometimes some people, they go away in the solitude, they don't like to mix with others, but the world is going to him. Suppose he is there, somebody told, oh, there is a great sage, great saint sitting over there, all people will go to see what is that great sage is doing. So naturally you cannot. Then you have to come down to the villages to have your own food, begging. So all these are there at the same time. It says it pervades everything but beyond. That is called the Brahman. We have to understand whole Hinduism is standing on this conception. But understanding the weaknesses of the humanity, slowly, it has come to the level of image worships. Then the human gurus, the preceptors, their guides. So all this has come down to help the people, but actually this is the basis. God is all pervading. Yesterday I went to somebody's house. While talking, I was telling them, have you noticed the South Indians in every place as auspicious things, they will be all the time breaking the coconuts. Many of you must have noticed also that they will be breaking the coconuts. In America, it is all mixed up, of course. There was a function, I think last year or year before last I went, that's the Ratha Yatra, the chariot function. They are not supposed to break the coconuts, but the devotees, they are mainly from the south, so they were going on breaking the coconuts. They told without breaking the coconut, there is no holy thing can happen. So they were breaking. When you ask why you are breaking the coconuts? We don't know. I have seen my father is doing, so I am also doing. You ask the father, my father was doing. So they are traditionally doing without asking, but if they really ask and they come to know, it's not the coconut, it's not the fruit. Someone, when I went to South India, I asked why you are breaking the coconut. He told, see Swamiji, I think after breaking the coconuts you can make small pieces and so many people can get the prasad. So many people will be, you can distribute. I told, why not jackfruit? So you can distribute to so many people if you get. So it is not the water only. You have to remember this. So this is the symbolism of Hinduism. The symbol, that is the swan. It is not the swan that we are worshipping. The symbol is like that. We are living in this worldly things. Very bad people, wretched people, we are all see and mixed with them, but we are not of them. If we go and become like that, one person, he was deputed in a tribal belt to give them education, to make them modern, etc. After a long time, because connection was lost, there was nothing. After a long time, suddenly a meeting was called to assess the development of the tribal people, the backward people. Then one tribal came with their attires. You know, the tribals, they are having so many different type of things, and he came with a loin cloth, putting on, and then he was sitting. Then the minister was very happy and telling, oh, see, in our meeting, a tribal has come. Then he said, no sir, I am that IAS officer. You deputed to me over there. Now I have become a tribal. So what to do? I don't have any other things. So I am eating like them, I am wearing like their dress and using their language, and by that way I have converted. No. We should not be converted into the worldliness. That is the spirituality. That is the goal of all religion. We have to develop ourselves slowly to this highest, which is called Brahman, all pervading. So this way, that's why Swami Vivekananda said, religion is a process, is a system, is a practice that makes a brute unto man and man unto God. So constantly moving forward, becoming great and greater. So when we find this, the word Brahman, it means to expand. It is limitless and no one can measure it. Brahman and Atman are identical in nature. Atman is used, the word Atman is used to denote the immutable inner consciousness, which experiences the gross objects during the waking state, subtle objects during the dream, and during dreamless sleep, bliss. Now, this is an example each and every one of us, every day almost, experiencing. Now, one person, when he is awake, what happens? He sees all these objects. I am careful when I am driving the car, and I see both sides, whether the other cars are coming or not. And in every aspect, I am always careful because so many objects are there. That's called conscious state. Who is actually observing? Me. Who am I? I am so and so. Are you really? I am connected with this body, and I have my eyes, I have my ears, I have my education, I have my senses. But suppose there is no consciousness within you, what happens? If you don't have the consciousness, with all this physical body, having the hands and leg and the car and the eyes, what will happen? You can do nothing. And one gentleman, he was telling yesterday, I was talking about the faith, and he said, Swamiji, faith is good, but you know what happens sometimes? The illiterate people, uneducated people, this faith is dangerous for them. And what? Why? Then he was telling, I went to Delhi, I hired a Uber cab, and the driver, because I was alone, so I wanted to have the conversation with the driver. So I was asking, where from you have come, etc., all these things were going on. Then I told that, don't you feel tired? Oh, no matter. Mera Gurudev jo hai na, my teacher, spiritual teacher, he takes care of all this. Your teacher taking care of this? What do you mean? No, even if I am sleeping and driving the car, my spiritual guru will come and drive on my behalf. Then he said, is it? Your guru is helping in that way? Okay, when you feel sleepy, please tell me, I like to go down. So, because I know you, but I don't know your guru. So he is having the faith, good. But the faith means what? That is the thing. One should have that judgment. The Guru has asked me to do this, doesn't mean that everything, God will take care of you. Does it mean that God will take care of everything? He will. He can. But the thing is, do you really depend like a child, like a baby, as what Ramakrishna said? Then only it is possible. But that is a different discussion. We won't go. That is a different subject. Here, this Atman and Brahman, this we can feel when we are awake. We see so many objects. How we see that? because our consciousness, we can see all this. And in the dream, AC. In the dream also, we see all dreams. When we are sleeping, so many dreams we see. And when you see the dreams, what happened? So many things are happening just like the awakening stage. But there is when I am not dreaming, I am not awake, I am sleeping, that moment is also there every time it is coming to us, and that is called dreamless sleep. This dreamless sleep, and that time what happens? When we again come to the morning the breakfast table, we always say, oh, yesterday I was sleeping so nicely, never even dreamed. So joy is there, ananda. Even in the sleep, if we are seeing the dreams, what happened? We are exhausted again. Because in the dream, maybe a tiger is chasing me or something wrong is happening. So many things happen. And I am exhausted. In the day, when I am awake, the same thing happens. Only the joy when there is nothing. That means there is a state where, now you have to be very attentive, there is a state where there is no this subjective knowledge, no object or subject. There is a state when even when I am asleep, the dream state is also not there. But still I survive, but still I live, and my experience there is only joy and nothing else. And from that point of view, it said, Brahman is Ananda Sarupa. It is the bliss, it is the joy personified, eternal, and that is Brahman. We cannot express in words, but we can understand in this way, and someday we will discuss the Pramanas. And in the Brahman, the Upanishad says, it is having two aspects of Brahman. What are the two aspects? One is Nirvishesha. That is a Sanskrit term, Nirvishesha, without any characteristic, Nirvishesha. Or it is said Para Brahman, Supreme Brahman, without any characteristic, or the Supreme Brahman. Can we imagine anything without any characteristic? Can we explain anything without any characteristic? I saw a mango. Then what is that mango? Then when I first came to America, I heard that name avocado. In India, I never heard that. Avocado is very good, you must eat. All our Swamis were telling there's a good. What is that avocado? Then they showed me that avocado. And when I saw the avocado, then I understood, oh, this is the avocado. This is the color, this is the size. Then they peeled, they opened, and then I ate that. Then I understood much better way, oh, this is the taste of avocado. So how I understood avocado? By seeing, by touching, by smelling, by tasting. But without all that, even without a picture, if they say simply avocado, how the people who are not acquainted with that particular term, how they will understand? Oh, they will think, oh, it is like our mango. Those people who are, or some people in they're having the coconut, they will have they say in India when the Britishers were ruling, so one British, the officer, he went to a village in Kerala and he saw lot of coconuts and said, hey, give me one. They gave. Without knowing how to eat that coconut, he tried to bite it. So terrible thing without knowing. Then, of course, after that the story stopped because the Indians never liked the Britishers. They told, let him break their teeth. So it may be, I don't know. So like that it goes. So when this is the thing, if I do not know, even when the fruit is in my hand, I cannot utilize it. So knowledge. So friends, now two things are necessary: knowledge, first. And who can give the knowledge? Who is having the experience? So Guru. That's why the Guru is so great. In the Indian tradition, the Hindu tradition, Guru is so great. The Guru can give you the knowledge. This coming Tuesday, we are going to celebrate the Guru Purnima. The Guru, how he is helping? The word Guru means preceptor. How the Guru is helping? Giving you the knowledge only. So that's why the Veda is the great Guru. And the person who composed or he arranged that Veda, that's called, that our great sage, Veda Vyasa, he is the Supreme Guru. Anyway, Tuesday evening, all are, if you can come, you will enjoy that Guru Purnima. That full moon night is dedicated in the name of Guru. And this Brahman that we are discussing is having the two different aspects. One is Nirvishesha or Param Brahma. Param means the highest, Para Brahma, highest. Beyond that, nothing can be there. So Nirvishesha means without any characteristic. It's not red, it's not short, it's not tall, it's not this, it is not that. There is no character. And afterwards we will see how the Upanishads, the Rishis, they are trying their best to explain it. And another is the same thing again called Parabrahma. Another is Svabhishesha Brahma. Nirvishesha, Ni means negative, no Bishesha, Bishesha means epithets, characters. Swabhishesha, Swa means with. Ni means no, negative. Swa means with characteristics. So he is blissful or eternal or all-pervading. Some conception they can give. So called Sabhishesha Brahma, that means with qualities. Or Apara Brahman. One is Para Brahman, another is Apara Brahman. Now today we will try to only analyze the Supreme Brahman or Nirvishesha Brahman. And afterwards, the last class, some of the devotees they told, please leave at least some time for the question answer. So last 10 minutes we will have, 10-15 minutes, we will have the question answer. This Supreme Brahman is, they say, unqualified, nirguna. Nirguna, there is no quality, there is no guna. What are the gunas? Now when you are studying the Vedanta, particularly trying to understand the Brahman, the highest knowledge, then you must have the basic knowledge of the Hindu philosophy, and that is called gunas. You know, every time they will be explaining gunas. Oh, he is a Saktik man, they say. I am a Rajasic man, he is a Tamasic person. Why they call like that? Satta Rajatama. The father in India, he will go and see that his son is sleeping when it is 8 o'clock in the morning. He will say, oh, he is developing tamasic qualities. Pour some water on his head. Like that it goes. Tamasic qualities means sleep, ignorant. There is no urge to do anything. That's called tama. Where from it came? Is it in the character of the same boy? Again, he gets up, then finish the breakfast, then goes out. He is a very good football player. Maybe he is a very good athlete. He is very active over there. The same person. One time he was showing that he is not having the good qualities. Second time, yes, he is having qualities. Rajaguna. Then suddenly his father noticed the boy is not so bad. He is studying, sitting by the side of the bank of the river, all alone, quietly, and sometimes closing his eyes and meditating, pondering on the subject that he is reading. Sattva guna. The same person having 3 gunas. The most of the time, our parents there back in India, they always, when we were children, nothing is going to happen to you. That is almost common to all the parents. Nothing is going to happen to you, particularly the father used to say. Then when you become doctor, this is something you have become, it is not that much. Had you listened to me and concentrated on study, you could become a much more. Then okay, one gentleman was telling, now he is an IFS officer, Indian Foreign Service, and he is now heading the office of the Indian consulate. And he was telling, he is known to us, he was telling, Swamiji, my father told, I can write that this son of mine is not going to be anything. He will be pulling the rickshaw, you know, the rickshaw cart, the pull, and the poor illiterate people, they do that. That is the job that he will do. And always in our country they say, Nak kata dega. Nak means I will be feeling insulted in the society. So that was. Then he told, what you want me to be? Now you must be a doctor. Okay. And he was a very brilliant student. He said, only give me some time to become a doctor, 5 years are necessary. Every day if you are putting finger on me, it is on, give me 5 years. He became doctor. And after that, he invited his father to attend that graduation. His father told, oh, this is only ordinary doctor. You have to become specialized. He told, but I have something else in my mind. I don't like to be a doctor. So that please allow me now to be. And he sat for the competitive exam and he became IAS. He passed that exam, very, very tough examination. And then after the exam, he chose for the foreign service. So from the government of India. Now he was telling, it is very difficult to satisfy the parents. Why? They like to see you the best and best and best. That's good. Because they are going on telling like that, we slowly develop. Here also, Nirvishesha Brahma, to attain that, what type of qualities are necessary? Then Savishesha or Apara Brahman, and Nirvishesha is having no quality. Sattva, Raja, Tama, no quality is there. Then how I will understand? That is the question. Then Nirvikalpa, unconditional. There is no condition. If I sit for meditation for 2 years, then I will realize that Brahman, no condition. You cannot. There is no condition at all that I will achieve or I will realize that Brahman in this way. And Nirupadhi, devoid of any limiting adjunct, no upadhi. We have lot many upadhis. You call me Swamiji. This is a upadhi. And upadhi, the moment you are not calling me as a Swamiji, maybe that I won't like that. Because I am associated with that word Swamiji. A few years before, I was not a Swamiji at all. I was a student. So that time the identity was totally different, and now the identity is different, so I am changing. Brahman never changes. No upadhi. So let me tell you again, one is unqualified, that is nirguna. When you say he is unqualified, that is failure. No. Unqualified here is no guna, no qualities. What are the gunas? Sattva, Raja, Tama. The Sattva Raja means one is creative, another sustaining, that is Sattva. Then Nirvikalpa, Nirupadhi. Then you say where one sees nothing else. Now it comes in this way, they are going to explain. That is the infinite. What is the infinite? They are giving the divination where one sees nothing, where one hears nothing, and where one understands nothing else. They are using the word else, else, else. Seeing nothing else, hearing nothing else, understanding nothing else. Why? Because it is only one. The moment you use the word else, that means you are expecting something will be there. There is nothing. So this is the condition. In the third chapter of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we find that Ushastha is the name of a person, and it is the system. Whenever they are mentioning a name, they will tell the name of the father also, because the same name many people may be, so that is the why they give the identity of the father. They say Ushastha, the son of Chakra. He asking the question to Yajnavalkya. This Yajnavalkya is a great sage of the Upanishad, and in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Yajnavalkya, he is giving the answer. Ushastha, he is asking Yajnavalkya, tell me precisely about Brahman that is immediate and direct. Don't go on telling these and these. Tell me immediate and direct, so that I can understand. This is yourself that is within all. Then Yajnavalkya told, yourself that you can understand, that you can feel immediate and direct, that is within each and every one, and that is Brahman. The self that is within you, we understand the self that is within me, because sometimes we call it prana, life, life force, but it's called self, the Atman, Jivatman. That the Yajnavalkya told, the self that is within you, which you can understand directly, that is within all, and that is Brahman. When huge, covering everything, that is Brahman. Then he is again asking, this which is it that within all? Which it is that is within all, Yajnavalkya? Can you please tell me? Again, the boy is very clever. He told the self. Now he want to know from the Yajnavalkya, the great sage, which is that which is in every being. Then the Yajnavalkya, because there is no other way to explain, he is giving in this way, that which moves forward through the prana. Prana means that we are inhaling and exhaling, that is the kriya, that's called prana. And now the yoga, that is, people are very, they like the yoga, and they have learned many terminology of the yoga, prana, apana, vyana, all this. Now Yajnavalkya using that prana, within our body, air is there. Otherwise, the external air, the pressure, we have been crushed. So that air is giving that from the inside, and that has been, according to the work that those pranas, the air is doing, it has been named. That which is constantly taking us forward, that means we are not dying. When we die, that is stopped. So we are moving forward, living every moment, that is called prana. Yajnavalkya told, that which moves forward through the prana is yourself, that is within all. So we can understand the prana. So that is also within each and every one. That which moves downward through the apana, the activity of the same type of force inside the body, apana, that is the self, that is within all. Then vyana, udana, samana, all that he was mentioning and going on telling. And he said, again the boy came, and he said, as one may say, he is not very clear about, so he wanted to be more specific. Said, as one may say, this is a cow, this is a horse. Can you please put your finger on something and say that this is Brahman? The very clear question. And tell me precisely about the Brahman only, which is immediate and direct, the self that is within all. Again it says, Yajnavalkya, which is it that is within all, Yajnavalkya? He is asking. You cannot see the seer, boy. Then the Yajnavalkya is telling, you cannot see the seer. Now the computer is so intelligent. It can tell you everything. Even when the people are driving the car, that is GPS is fixed, there's also sort of a computer. I don't know whether someone is sitting over there or not, but immediately the informations are coming. The route that you are using, something has happened, some accident, it is crowded. You like to take the different route? You said yes, then it will show, it will take you like that, like that, like that. But ask that computer, without feeding the information, computer, who has created you? And if you have not given the feeding in that, information in that, computer will blink. It cannot say. The same way, we are very intelligent because we have created the computer. Can you imagine the intellect of the human being? They have sent two people over there in the moon, and from here they are keeping an eye on them. Then one person who was sleeping a little extra time, immediately he was awake, and you cannot sleep in that, that will be not good for your health, so get up. From here, sitting over here, they are asking the man to get up. That is the intellect of the human being. Now imagine the person, or if it is a person, has created this human being with this supreme intellect, how intellectual he is, how intelligent he is, how much knowledge he is having. So that is called Brahman. Which is it that is within all? Yajnavalkya, the boy was asking, and he said, you cannot see the seer. Don't ask this type of question. You cannot see the seer of sight. You cannot hear the hearer. You cannot think of the thinker of thought. You cannot know the knower of knowledge. Can you? So this is called the Brahman. So here in the Upanishad we find this type of question and answer. Again the Gargi, a great lady sage, and she came to know from the Yajnavalkya. The whole Upanishads, the great sages are there, but we don't get their names because they were not at all fond of mentioning their names, identity. So we find only few, like the Yajnavalkya, and he was having the conversation. There's a very interesting story is there. The one king was there, Janaka. He was a very famous king, and he wanted to have an argument among this educated people, Brahmagyanis, and he told, if you can prove that you are the best Brahmagyani, you will get all these cows, thousands of cows. Cows at that time, that was the wealth. So all people came, they were all sitting, looking at each other's face. Who is going to claim that I am the greatest? Yajnavalkya came with some of his disciples. We can imagine a very tall person, and he came, entered, and he said, I don't know whether he was tall or not, I am just imagining. So he entered into the court and declared, my disciples, take those cows to my asrama. Then all told, what is it? We are all here only to get those cows, but you have to fight with us. Do you claim yourself that you are the greatest knower of Brahman? Then Yajnavalkya said, I bow down to the greatest knower of Brahman. I do not know whether I know it Brahman or not, but I need those cows. I have to maintain, a lot of disciples are there, I have to maintain to feed them, so I need them. So I asked them, you cannot take it. Then ask questions. Then the question answer began. It's beautiful. And here in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, if you read, sometime we will read here, then we will see how the questions and answers are going. Here she was asking the Gargi. Gargi is a very famous sage. She was asking, and Yajnavalkya is giving the answer. O Gargi, the knowers of Brahman described it verily as the absolute. Gargi was asking about Brahman. Yajnavalkya answered, the knowers of Brahman, I am the knower is not telling. The moment you say that I am the knower, we have already read in our previous Upanishad, Keno Upanishad, Yasya matam, tasya amatam. If you say I know, that means you don't know. It is impossible. And then second state, Yasya amatam, tasya matam. If you say no, I don't know, that means he knows. The humbleness. So most of the time when we are studying in our Upanishads, to become a monk in the Ramakrishna mission, you have to be a student for 10 years there in the Belur Math, particularly 2 years. That is rigorous training about many things. And we used to study the scripture. And when the teacher, our Acharya, he will ask some question, we used to, just for the joke, we used to stand up and say nothing. Then the teacher, why you are standing like a log of wood? What is your answer? He said, sir, we used to say, well, some of us, sir, if I say, you will say you don't know anything. So that's why I am not expressing. Then the teacher said, even if you don't say anything, I know you don't know anything. Sit down. So we used to have fun with him. So he was a very nice person. So this is the way, yasya matam, tasya amatam. Why? Because you cannot say that I know Brahman, it is so vast. Only a part of it you may know, a little of it you may know. But you cannot claim that I have not complete Brahman, it is impossible. So it says, neither it is coarse nor it is fine, neither short nor long, neither redness nor oiliness, neither shadow nor darkness. Like this pair, constantly he is going on giving the nothing, nothing, nothing. So in the Upanishad it says, neti, neti, not this, not this. Then what happened? The one young boy, he wanted to study about the Vedanta. His father was a great teacher. He came to the father and said, but in those days, though the father is the teacher, when the son is approaching the father, he is not approaching the father, he is approaching the teacher with a great respect. And he went to the father and said, sir, can you please tell me, oh venerable sir, that means Deva, oh venerable sir, can you please tell me what is Brahman? The father looked at the son and told, okay, I will answer. See that fig tree? Can you bring a fig? He brought that. Small fruit. Break it. He broke it. What is there inside? Oh, many, many seeds are there. Small, small, tiny, little seeds are there. Take one seed. He took the one seed. Break it. And he opened it. What is there? Nothing. How can you say nothing? From that tiny little seed, that great tree has come. There must be something. And same way, though this moment you cannot see, hear, touch, feel, express about Brahman, but that is there, and from that all these things has come. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave the example of onion. He was explaining in this way. If you go on opening the onion, next one, next one, next one, just go on opening, ultimately nothing. It is not void, it is something. So I think in the next class we will discuss about that. That Shankara, he was mentioning about this, that the purpose of Vedanta is to establish attributeless Brahman, Shankara said. Now the three great teachers, Shankara, Ramanuja, Nimbarka, they are all. So Shankara and Ramanuja, constantly there is two groups. And here the Shankaracharya, we are the followers of Shankaracharya philosophy, and we think that this is the right way of explaining. So we follow the Shankara. So we call it Shankarite. So the followers of Shankaracharya's philosophy, Shankarite. So this Shankara said, the purpose of the whole Upanishad is to explain attributeless Brahman. The Brahman without any qualities. Ramanuja said, no, he is always opposite to Shankara. The Ramanuja was a great teacher. His teacher, when he was, the initiation mantra, the mantra Diksha, then at the time of Diksha, the Guru will tell you, the Shishya, do not tell it to others. The Ramanuja's Guru also said the same thing to him, do not express this mantra to others. So why, sir? If you pronounce this mantra, whoever will listen will get the liberation, but you will go to hell. The young man came to the market and he climbed on a high place and stood and shouted, hey, listen to me. You are going to the heaven. You are going to get the mukti. Listen to me. Then all people gathered. He told the mantra. He announced that mantra loudly. Then when the Guru said, why? Because even one, me, going to hell and suffering and can give all these people mukti. So why not? His Guru blessed him because of his great heart. So he was ready to sacrifice himself to suffer all through his life in the hell to help others. That was Ramanuja. He was a great sage. This Ramanuja, he was the chief exponent of the qualified non-dualistic school of Vedanta. It's called Vishishta Advaita. Advaita or negative, Dvaita two, there is no two, only one. And he said, little qualified, he is adding, no, there is only one, but still there is something there. So that's called Ramanuja philosophy. He says the goal of the Veda is to teach the ultimate reality of Brahman as endowed with qualities. So we get two Brahman, two varieties of explanation. Is only one which is without anything. And second, they say, Ramanuja said, but can we completely say that this world is not existing? Will you believe? Shankaracharya's Guru's Guru, he used to sit all alone, and when people said, Swamiji, we are coming from such and such place, and all this world is happening, all this, then he used to say, there is no world at all. Where you see the world? Where you see the differences? Where you see the varieties? I cannot understand you. That was Ramanuja's Guru's Guru. So that is another type of ultimate knowledge of Vedanta. When you realize that knowledge, there is no differences. Friends, up to this today, from the next day again, in the next Sunday, we will continue with this. But you have to come. Otherwise, again, new set of people, again we have to start from there. So every day I will be only coming up to this page and stop. Now, this way we can try to understand there is nirvikalpa, there is nothing, no quality or anything, any guna in the Brahman. Now, how it is possible? When you know it, you will know it. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, the one salt doll, a doll made out of salt. He told, I am going to measure the water level of the ocean. The ocean, from ocean water only salt is made. And this salt doll declared that I am going to measure that water level. And he went and never came back. How can he? Because he went to the source. Similarly, when we go to our source, that is called mukti. And The same thing Buddhist, as a great school of Buddhism, not all, they say it is Shunyavada. Shunya means nothing is there. Nothing means negative? No, it is positive. So same way the Vedanta, the ultimate Vedanta and the Shunyavada, they are pointing to all those things we will discuss in our next class. If you have any question today, you may please ask. If Shyam Bhatia ji was here, he could ask some questions. He's a well-read person. Okay. Do you have any question? No? So, they are all noards of Brahman because they are not speaking about Brahman. Okay. So, let us conclude with the same prayer. Let our mind and the speech be same. Let we be truthful to ourselves and not deceiving others. Om Bang Me Manasi Pratisthita Mano Me Vachi Pratisthitam Abhiravirma Edhi Vedasya Ma Anistha Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Abatu Tad Bhaktaram Abatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So our next